Yo, what is up, guys? My name is Nicholas Earl, and welcome back to another episode of Earl Sports Bets. And today we have a 10-game NBA slate for you guys. Yesterday we had 5 for Christmas. Today we have 10. So this should be a nice big slate of games. Yesterday, all the favorites hit. If you blindly bet all the favorites yesterday, you went 5-0. We went 2-3 yesterday. We had 3 underdogs. We had Golden State plus 10.5, Dallas plus 6.5, and Denver plus 3, which obviously did not hit, seeing that all the favorites covered. Clippers covered, Lakers covered, Brooklyn covered, Miami covered, and Milwaukee covered. So a really nice day for the bettors yesterday, especially on Christmas, where basically a lot of favorites are bet on Christmas. But let's get right into this slate for today. We have 10 games, so let's not waste any time on this. Our first game is the Atlanta Hawks and the Memphis Grizzlies, a 2-point spread for this game, minus 135, plus 115. And the Hawks coming off of a really impressive win against the Bulls, and that line actually just moved from 2 to 3 points, which is actually really nice, and plus 130 to or plus 115 to plus 130, which is really nice. We're going to go with Atlanta here at plus 3 and plus 130. My model has Atlanta winning by 5.4 points, which is now a good 8.4 points of value on that line, and we're getting 5.4 points of value on a plus 130 line, which is really, really good. So yeah, I mean, and if you are backing Atlanta today, I'm in no rush to bet this. The line since this morning has moved from 1.5 to 3, so we've seen nothing but Memphis money. So I mean, I'll probably bet it in a little bit, but I'm in no rush to bet the Hawks here because I think Memphis is going to be getting more money. So my pick for this though is the Hawks plus 3 and plus 130 on the money line as well. Next, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers taking on the Detroit Pistons, 2.5-point spread, minus 135 for Detroit, plus 115 for the Cavaliers. Cleveland came out and surprised us all with a really good win. I think it was 121-114 against Charlotte. And Detroit kept it close the whole game with Minnesota, and then Minnesota ran away with it at the end, unfortunately. And they did not cover the 5.5-point spread on a game I had marked as towards a pick 'em. But for this one, I am going with the Detroit Pistons here at minus 2.5. My model has them winning by 9.6 points, creating 7.1 points of value, the second highest on the slate, behind now the Atlanta Hawks. So a lot of value here in the early parts of today, and I'm really liking some bigger bets, probably 2 units on Hawks, 1 unit on the spread, 1 unit on the money line, and 2 units on these Detroit Pistons as well to cover the 2.5-point spread. Next, we have the Orlando Magic taking on the Washington Wizards. Washington played Philadelphia close in their first game and covered the spread, but barely lost the game. Orlando, they knocked off Miami in their opening game, very impressive with that. And for this game, we're gonna once again go with the dog. We're going with Orlando plus 2 and looking at the plus 110 as well. I have the Orlando Magic winning this game by 3.3 points, so we're getting 3.3 points on a plus 110 line and 5.3 points of value on that plus 2. So definitely Orlando Magic looks like to be the play today for that game. Next, we have the Oklahoma City Thunder taking on the Charlotte Hornets, minus 3 spread, minus 2.5 spread now, minus 140, run back of plus 120. The Hornets coming off of a loss against Cleveland. Oklahoma playing their opening night game tonight. They were supposed to play the Rockets on the 23rd, but that game was postponed. So Oklahoma City playing their first game today. And we are looking to take Charlotte minus 2.5 for this game. My model has them winning by 5.8 points, so it's going to be 3.3 points of value on this line. Not the highest amount of value, but probably something that's probably Charlotte is still going to be a team that will make my card tonight. Next, we get the Philadelphia 76ers and the New York Knicks, 8.5 point spread, minus 400 run back of plus 320. And if there's anything we learned last year is the 76ers suck at home, or suck on the road, my bad. New York Knicks, they played Indiana close and they had a lead at halftime. They ended up losing that game and did not cover the spread against Indiana. 76ers, another team that did not cover the spread in their first game. They were toe-to-toe with the Wizards, and the Wizards ended up covering that +7 spread against them. So both these teams coming in without covering a spread. For me, my pick here is the New York Knicks. My model has the 76ers winning by 3.3 points, which creates 5.2 points of value on that +8.5 line. And a potential money line stab at +320 could be an interesting, not something I'm probably going to bet, but the New York Knicks, I think, can keep it close here against Philadelphia. Philadelphia showed that they struggle on the road, and they're not a team I want to back at home. So give me the New York Knicks with the points, +8.5 against the 76ers here in New York. Next, we have the Indiana Pacers and the Chicago Bulls, 5-point spread, minus 205, +175 run back for the Bulls. The Pacers looked good against the Knicks. They end up running away with that game at the end and covering the spread. The Bulls looked really bad against the Hawks. They lost by 20 points. And I think this is going to be a rebuilding year for these Bulls. It's going to be a long year for them, I think. My pick here is the Indiana Pacers. My model has them winning by 12 points, creating 7.1 points of value on this line, which is a lot. I think that's the second or third highest on the slate, which is a potential another 2-unit bet for me here. I'm liking the Indiana Pacers with the -5 against the Chicago Bulls. Next, we have the Toronto Raptors taking on the San Antonio Spurs. It is a 2.5-point spread, -145, +125 run back for the Raptors. And we have and the Raptors coming in. They're playing in Tampa Bay, I believe, right now, because Toronto, Canada is not letting them play because they don't want teams traveling into Canada. So the Raptors are playing really far from their home. But they're in San Antonio for this game. But they lost their first game against the New Orleans Pelicans. San Antonio coming off of a nice win against the Memphis Grizzlies in their opening night. We had the Spurs on that game, and we cashed big time on them. For this game, we're going right back to the Spurs. My model has them winning by 3.2 points, which creates a nice 5.7 points of value on this line. So we're going to be taking the Spurs +2.5 against these Toronto Raptors tonight. And potentially money line, seeing that you can get +125 money line with 3.3 points of value on a plus line is something I really like. Next, we have the Minnesota Timberwolves taking on the Utah Jazz. The Timberwolves took care of the Pistons on opening night. They covered in the fourth quarter. Utah Jazz, they took care of the I'm trying to remember who they played now. But they won their game. We cashed on them as well with the Jazz on the 23rd. For this game, we are looking to take Minnesota with the points +9. My model has them losing by 4.3 points. So the +9 creates 4.7 points of value on this +9 line. So there's going to be a lot. I think there's going to be a decent amount of value here in the opening couple of weeks for NBA. They're learning what these teams look like. So there's going to be a lot of bad lines. And this is another one where it's 4.7 points off of where it should be. Next, we have the Phoenix Suns taking on the Sacramento Kings. The Sacramento Kings coming off an upset win against the Denver Nuggets. And the Suns knocked off Dallas on their opening night. Both these teams 1-0. The Suns are 3.5-point favorites, -165 favorites versus the Kings with a run back of +145. My model has the Suns winning by 8.9 points, which on that 3.5 point line creates 5.4 points of value. So this is maybe a unit and a half play for me. Just this line isn't wide enough. And there is tons of value on the Phoenix Suns tonight versus the Sacramento Kings. And this last game, actually, the line kind of puzzled me, but then it made sense. We have the Houston Rockets and the Portland Trailblazers, 8-point favorites, the Trailblazers, minus 350, plus 280 run back. And with all the COVID concerns for the Rockets, this makes 100% sense. We don't know how much James Harden's going to play today. We don't know if John Wall is going to play tonight. There's a couple other players where we don't know if they're going to play tonight. So this makes perfect sense, and this is definitely a spot I want to fade for the Rockets. My model has the Portland Trailblazers winning this game by 14.4 points. So a nice 6.4 points of value on these Blazers tonight, and they are a team I am looking to take care of business and beat this COVID-stricken Rockets team and cover that 8-point spread. All right. So we're going to quickly go over our picks for this game for this card. We have the Atlanta Hawks +3 and the money line. Detroit minus 2.5. Orlando +2 and that +110. Dog money. We're going to have Charlotte at minus 2.5. The Knicks at +8.5. The Pacers at -5. San Antonio +2.5 and the +125 money line. We're going to have the Timberwolves at +9, the Suns at -3.5, and the Portland Trailblazers at -8. That is going to just about do it for this video. If this information was helpful to you guys at all, please hit that thumbs up button and be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications so you guys are notified every single time we come out with a video here at Earl Sports Bets. We have tons of content we are covering here. We have NFL, college basketball, college football, UFC, esports, NBA, WNBA, and NHL, and MLB. So we're going to have plenty of content coming out for you guys pretty consistently. So be sure you are subscribed and have those post notifications on so you guys know whenever we come out with a video here. But that is going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you guys for watching. Let's cash some tickets. I'll catch you guys in the next video.